Well, another day, another C8 Corvette Z06 teaser trailer. Let's jump right into it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. Thanks for pressing play. As you heard there in the beginning, sure enough, we get another teaser trailer from GM about the C8 Corvette Z06, and this one is packed full of new information, so let's get right to it. All right, guys, so we have another teaser trailer given to us from all of our good friends over at GM, and sure enough, we get another couple glimpses at some C8 Corvette Z06 goodness, and it doesn't disappoint. There is a lot of information packed into this 30-second trailer, and of course, it's supposed to be another teaser. It's supposed to be a little bit of what's to come here in 6 days, and I am freaking pumped. I don't know if you guys feel the same or not, but this Z06 has been the car that I've wanted since before the C8 was even official, and every time I get a little bit more from GM, it just makes it that much more exciting for me. I can't wait to see this thing in the flesh. I can't wait to own it. It is going to be such a fantastic car. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and play the trailer for you right now because we are going to dissect this thing and really get all of the information we possibly can out of it. So check out this teaser.
Those feelings that I had from the race car, it's right here in the Z06.
Oh, it revs so hard!
Beautiful.
Real quick though, guys, before we continue, if you could please go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content. Let YouTube know you're liking it so we can break the algorithm and get this video out to as many other automotive enthusiasts as possible. I'd greatly appreciate it. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos like this one. All right, so there is a bunch of stuff to cover here in this 30-second long teaser from GM. There's a lot of information packed in there, even though it might not seem like it. There's a lot going on. So right off the bat, the very first thing I want to discuss doesn't actually even have anything to do with the trailer. It has to do with the new logo that's being used by GM, and I'm going to put it right here on the screen for you guys to see. First off, I absolutely love it. Second, we are getting a real nice glimpse at what GM is going to show for the C8 Corvette Z06. In the back, you can clearly see it's going to have a bigger spoiler, and actually that particular little design looks more like a high wing spoiler than what we've been seeing on the Z06. That's still to come. I still think we're going to have a third spoiler option for this car, and it's going to be something big, like C8R big. But anyway, if we go down a little bit further on the design, you can actually see the wishbone, the thing that is kind of an area of contention for some online. GM is sticking to it. They're literally putting it as part of their outline of the car, so it is going to be part of the Z06. Up towards the front, we get a much more aggressive looking splitter, and the whole front end just kind of comes to a point more so than the base outline did, and that's pretty cool. Like I said, I really like this design. It looks a lot sportier, even in design form, than the base C8, so thumbs up to GM for this one. Now, anyway, moving on to the actual teaser trailer here. So right off the bat, what we first get is just a glimpse of the car actually sitting there in the dark with its daytime running lights on, and then we flip over to the back where the car comes to life. It revs. And of course, again, we are guaranteed that this thing is a flat plane crank with the way that it sounds, but some more information on that coming a little later in this teaser that guarantees some more flat plane crank goodness. And that is going to be when we see the speedometer on the dashboard. So again, this thing is now redlining at 9,000 RPM. So this is definitely not a pushrod V8. This thing is going to rev to the freaking moon. And you can tell with the way it sounds and the fact that there has been a massive amount of talk of this thing being a flat plane crank, that it is a flat plane crank, and it's going to rev very, very high, and that is great for track performance. Now, what's not so great is his fuel mileage. So if you look down at the bottom right there, we got a full tank of gas, and yet we're sitting at 152 miles until empty. So either this guy is just driving this thing absolutely nuts and has been for the last couple hundred miles, or maybe the gas range is not going to be that good on the Z06. I know a lot of you don't really care. I'm just pointing out a lot of the obvious here. I don't really know a lot of people out there that buy their Corvettes specifically for gas mileage, but at the same time, it is something to take note of. Another area that is slightly concerning in this picture is down at the bottom left where we see the radiator or coolant temperatures. It's sitting at 214 degrees. Now, in this particular shot here, he's driving around 95 miles an hour. He's in third gear, redlining this thing at a little over 8,000 RPM. And yeah, we're sitting at 214 degrees. That's interesting because he's obviously moving. There's obviously some air flowing through, unless this car is sitting on a dyno or something along those lines, which is definitely possible. But either way, it's something to keep an eye on. It looks like it's running a little hot. No big deal. I'm sure it's probably going to be all right whenever the car finally comes out, but I just don't want to see another C7 Corvette Z06 incident happen with the C8 because I want this car to be as perfect as it is in my head. And if it ends up being anywhere near that perfect, this thing is going to be a dream to own. Right after the speedometer shot, we get a shot of Amelia in the car with another person driving, and it's awesome that a YouTuber got to experience something like this, so good for her. But what I'm noticing right off the bat is the steering wheel. So other than the steering wheel, I don't really see anything different in the interior here. But sure enough, the top of that steering wheel is carbon fiber with a nice color match center line right in the middle of the steering wheel. So if you guys can remember, almost a year ago now, we got leaked images of what everybody thought was the Z06 steering wheel. Yep, that was it. That is exactly the same thing we saw online. So when we see these leaks, 99% of the time, they are legit. They almost always end up being legit with very few exceptions. This was not one of them. The steering wheels we have already seen, and they were carbon fiber at the top just like that. So down at the bottom, there is a very good chance there is a aluminum style Z06 badge that will sit at the bottom of the steering wheel as well, because that's what we saw in the leaks earlier. There's not really a whole lot new happening on the interior here. The only thing that really stood out to me was that steering wheel. We see a couple more shots of the car from a distance driving. We see those center exhaust tips. So GM is really playing into these center exhaust tips. I think they heard what the world had to say about the side exit exhausts on the base C8, and they took it to heart. They really want these center exhaust tips because we want them, and we're getting them. So that's awesome. Big kudos, thank you to GM for listening to the fans. Then we get a nice shot of some embroidering on the C8 Corvette. It looks like that's probably going to be for the headrest. Similar stuff we've seen with the base C8. We got a couple different celebrities making their appearance here, talking about how awesome the car looks. And then we get a shot of the car sitting next to some glass, and we get the reflection of it. So this is obviously the hardtop convertible. It looks like it is the red mist color, and it also does not look like it's a Z07 packaged car. Now, we've already talked about the hardtop convertible for the Z06. It is going to exist. You are going to have the option for a convertible on the Z06 as well as the coupe. But just like with the C8, it might come at a later date. Now, with them showing the reflection of it here, there's a good chance they may announce both of them at the same time with the Z06 because they're kind of teasing it a good bit. Other than that, we can see the typical Z06 style wheels there. We are not seeing the Z07 package wheels on this particular car because that is likely a base Z06. But then again, we get a little flash of the new outline C8 Z06, and like I said in the beginning, I freaking love it. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's it. That's all there is to it. There's 30 seconds worth of amazingness packed into this trailer, but the final thing I want to touch on is the fact that one of the Corvette racing drivers, Oliver Gavin, in this trailer said that all of those feelings I have from the race car is right here in the Z06, meaning basically the C8R is the Z06. And I mean, this is a guy who's actually driven the C8R, and he's saying the Z06 feels just like it.
Feelings that I had from the race car, it's right here in the Z06.
So in the very beginning, when the C8 first came out and then we started seeing the C8R, I speculated that the Corvette Z06 was going to take a lot of inspiration from the C8R because the C7 Z06 did the same thing with the C7R. So as usual, history repeats itself with GM and their releasing schemes. So it's basically the same thing. And now we're getting confirmation of that from someone who's actually driven the car. In fact, both of the cars. He's driven both of them. He can definitely compare both of them more than you or I can at this point. And that is an absolute awesome thing. Now, guys, GM goes a little further with this and breaks it down a little bit more. They say that it is exactly 8,600 minutes before we get to see this car in the flesh. That's pretty cool. I'll just go the easy route and say it's 6 days, but they counted out the minutes, 8,600 minutes until we see this thing, and that is absolutely awesome. Because like I said, I am so super excited for this car. I cannot freaking wait. Now, CorvetteBlogger.com actually put out an article on this, kind of breaking things down even further than I did, and one of the most important parts here is that when YouTuber Emily is shown off in this trailer, they are actually at the Milford Proving Grounds, and she actually says it revs so hard. Now, I guess that kind of makes sense, but basically what I'm gathering from that is that it's pulling pretty hard and it's revving very high. So we're probably sitting at like 8,500 RPM as that thing is just screaming. So it looked like she was pretty excited about it, and that's a good thing considering she has a pretty fast C8 Corvette herself. So if she's impressed with this one, it must be pretty freaking good, right? But guys, I will link to the Corvette Blogger article down in the description below. I really just wanted to share this with you guys because I saw it pop up earlier today, and that 9,000 RPM red line absolutely blew my mind. I can't believe that that's something Chevy showed us already. I thought that a lot of this stuff was going to remain a little bit more of a secret until the actual reveal of the car, but I'm so pumped. I am so pumped. They keep doing the right things to just keep stringing me along. I can't wait. 6 days seems like it's too long to finally see this car. This is the car. I cannot wait to have this thing in my driveway. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. In the comment section, let me know what are your thoughts on the C8 Corvette Z06 based on what we've seen here so far. Are you as pumped for this thing as I am? Because if you are, you have to be jumping out of your freaking skin right now. I know I am. Let me know what kind of Z06 you're going to order down below. What color, what specs, Z06, Z07, 1LZ, 2LZ, 3LZ. Let me know your build down below. I'm curious to hear what you guys are going to do. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. So if you liked what you saw, please smash that thumbs up button. Let YouTube know you're liking the content. Let me know you're liking the content so we can keep doing this kind of stuff for you. I love sharing the news information with you guys because I'm excited about it and I know you're excited about it. So we're all on the same page here. And it really helps break the YouTube algorithm and make sure that everybody gets to see this video. So I would appreciate as many thumbs up as possible. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do. I have loads of Corvette information like this coming you're not going to want to miss. And as always, guys, I will catch you in the next upload.